Hey everyone, it's Jon Edin, and welcome to another Tuesday Tornado Tips. Now, this is our second one, and today it's actually interesting that it landed on a Tuesday, but this is the 6 year anniversary from when an EF3 tornado hit my house, March 3rd, 2020. So, always on this day, I'm always thinking about what happened to my family, what happened to me, and put me on this journey of helping you be safer during tornadoes and not make the same mistakes that I made. In the last Tuesday tornado tips, I went through this bag here and we walked through what that go bag looks like. That is actually already available for pre-sale if you want to go ahead and jump in. It just went on pre-sale yesterday, so you can go to tornadosmart.com and go ahead and order your tornado kit if you want. It won't ship until March 9th. That's when we're ready to ship everything out. So go ahead and do that. But today I want to jump in and again just remember that this is the 6 year anniversary of that tornado hitting my house. And in the bag, we talked about how it comes with a 6 session video of tornado safety. Tornado safety made simple is what it's called. And you can buy that separately for $39.99 on the website tornadosmart.com as well if you want. But if you buy the bag, you get that for free. And I wanted to show you a clip of that because in the studio at that time I was really zoned in and really thinking through all the things that had happened to my family, and then we had this incredible b-roll of my actual house that plays over me kind of talking about the moments right after the tornado, because in this Tuesday tornado tips I want to go through what it's actually like after the tornado, and that feeling and that those smells and the way that you expect things to happen, with emergency crews coming and that type of thing, and it just sometimes doesn't happen. Sometimes it does for people, but for us it didn't. And so I want to go through that so you can understand the importance, one, of having a bag that can last you at least 2 to 3 hours. You don't have to, you're not going to be alone for 3 days, but for 2 or 3 hours, you're going to need to make sure that you have light and that you have the things that you need to keep your family okay until help arrives. But let me just jump in real quick to this clip, and this is from the first session, about the 8 minute mark, and you can watch this with me. So I opened up the door to my kids' room, and I saw this. And there is literally nothing that I can do to process what's been happening, what's happened to my family in this moment. I knew everything had changed, but I didn't know what. So I closed the door because, the room was a complete mess. I'm not going to be able to find their shoes. I closed the door and I looked at my wife and I said, their room's gone. And I said, let me see if I can find your shoes in our bedroom. So I opened up the door to our bedroom. Same thing, ceiling gone, walls gone, brick wall on top of our bed. And I close the door again and I say, well, our room's gone too. And I don't think we knew how to process this again. It was just so unreal to even be thinking that two of our rooms were completely gone. And I knew that I still needed to get shoes. So I said, well, I'm going to go see if I can walk over the brick wall and get to my wife's shoes so that we can at least have shoes on so we can walk around the house. And so that's what I did. And luckily, her shoes were good in the closet. And so I was able to get those and I gave them to her. And then I went back into my kids' rooms and their shoes were actually okay in the closet as well. And so I was able to get their shoes. Then you want to call 911, right? Because that's in the movies and everything, like 911. I kind of thought I wouldn't even need to call 911. Of course, in this silence, in this dead silence of the neighborhood, I thought, well, I'll hear tornado or I'll hear sirens, emergency sirens coming soon. But I didn't hear them. So I called 911 and it was busy because the tornado had just gone through East Nashville, a very populated area, and it was flooded with calls. So that was pretty heavy. I remember in the studio, I got choked up. It's really hard to go back and remember those. Even watching it again with you, it really brings back a lot of emotions, obviously. But I'm so thankful that we were okay, and a lot of people were not. And a lot of people, after the tornado hits, it's different, right? There may be people who are hurt or people who've been killed. This is a serious thing. And that's literally why in that session one, it's called Why Takes Tornadoes Seriously. And so my story is just one, small way of realizing the devastation that can happen. You saw those B-roll pictures, right? I mean, that was a video crew that came out just a week afterwards. I happened to be working for a media company that had the equipment. They said, "What can we do?" I said, "Can you come and film my house? Because I'm still trying to process what even happened." And I want to capture that so I can process it. And it actually was super helpful for me and my healing after the tornado to be able to see that and process that. So I think that was really important. But what I want you to get out of this tip today is that it is important to know that after the tornado hits, you're going to want something like a go bag where you have the first aid kit, where you have light, and where you have the ability to help neighbors. If you're okay, you can go to a neighbor and help. Those are important things. And that is always what I'm thinking about when I think about creating safety tools and things for people, is that how can they not only help their family if they're hit by a tornado, but also their community and especially their neighborhood. Because after the tornado, the neighborhood didn't know what to do. People were still just in shock and they weren't able to go and help. And like I said, I expected to see the, police and the fire engines and everybody coming to our aid, but it just didn't happen that way for us. And so we had to wait it out. We eventually got a hold of my cousin who was able to come and get us out of that unsafe area. But my hope for you is that you'll hear this, you'll take it seriously, and you can buy that 6 session video if you want, $39.99 at tornadosmart.com, and watch all 6 sessions and be ready for this tornado season.